Hey YouTube, Jim here. Welcome to Top 10 Archive. If you've been with us for a while, you know that abandoned homes and the energies they hold pique our interest. What are the scariest abandoned houses around where you live? Have you ever walked through an abandoned house before? Let's look at 10 of the scariest abandoned houses that we could find. Number 10. The Brush Park Mansion. There are a lot of differing stories about this abandoned mansion in Brush Park, Michigan. Some say that in the 1940s, it used to be an upscale brothel. You know, where illegal business is going down, people with obscure intentions have a higher likelihood of getting away with crimes. They say that after it closed, it spent years abandoned until it was re-explored and dead bodies were found in the basement. According to the legend, it didn't look like a drug deal gone wrong, or even like women who had wanted to escape the sex work. The torsos and chests of the corpses were marked with circles. Was there some cult action happening in this haunting place? Some say the stories aren't even real, but when you take one look at this house, it's hard to believe that it's not hosting a lot of grief-stricken souls. It doesn't look like this anymore, though, as it's been recently redone and made into luxury condos. Number 9. The Temple Street House. When you bring together highly ritualized religion and murder, you either get a horror movie or a haunted house. Temple Street in Detroit is apparently full of these kinds of ghost stories, and unfortunately, a supposed Catholic murder house. The story goes that in 1942, a murder took place, taking the lives of 3 priests. Since then, neighbors have reported hearing noises in the empty house. Recently, it was demolished, and perhaps in the future, we'll be seeing some new and definitely haunted developments. Number 8. The East Cleveland Body Dump House. This house was apparently abandoned at the time that an infamous Cleveland serial killer was terrifying the city in 2013. 3 female victims' bodies were found there, inside the house, wrapped in plastic bags, placed in the fetal position. If that, plus the overall look of this abandoned place, isn't the recipe for a haunted house, I don't know what is. Number 7. The Nova House. According to the photographer who took this photo, the man who lived in it, Benjamin Albright, accidentally shot his son to death in the home. He went on to kill himself and his wife, and the house was dubbed the Nova House and subsequently abandoned. After the photographer's visit, people were skeptical of the story, as no birth or death certificates were found to match the tale. But in 2015, the house was entirely destroyed in a mysterious fire that firefighters believe to be arson. Some may think it's just vandal kids, but me? I think the mystery of the house might never be truly known. Number 6. The Witch House. This large house in Ohio, originally known as the Milan Witch House, is supposed to contain, under its porch steps, the body of its original owner. Stories say that she and her witch friends would gather and have witch parties and do dark things. I take this one with a pinch of salt. Is the house scary? Sure. Could it look better with some TLC? Definitely. Are people known to call people witches and persecute them for doing things they simply don't understand or are different from their own customs? Absolutely. Number 5. The Suicide House. This New York abandoned haunted home was once owned by a local sheriff named Donald Caters, until he couldn't really afford to live there anymore, and his home was going to be foreclosed, that is. That's when he fell into despair, and in 1968, he went into his home for the last time and shot himself. Since then, the house has sat empty and abandoned. Locals say it's haunted and voices can be heard from around the whole property, which gives the impression that you won't even have to go into it to get freaked out. Number 4. The Mississippi Plantation House. This plantation home, large and abandoned, was likely the home to tormented slaves. Looking at the house, the markings inside, the photographer who captured the haunted house says, resembled those a prisoner might have in his cell to count time. Despite the photos looking like an old, decrepit house that's falling apart, much like any other, he says photographing it really took it out of him, saying it was emotionally exhausting. The photographer believes slaves were kept in this Mississippi plantation house. Number 3. Miners' Quarters. Back in the 19th century, Benton Hot Springs, California was the place to mine. As the industry and the supply were exhausted, the boom saw a decline as well, and many homes, including this one belonging to a miner, were abandoned. It remains standing and alone, probably not very nice to be in at all after all these years. Just an image of what once was abundance and later became scarcity and abandonment. Number 2. The Possible Zodiac House. This house, large and abandoned, is located in Texarkana, Arkansas, in front of the road where the Phantom Killer murders happened. The murderer routinely took the lives of women and men on weekends in the city. They seem to always be Lover's Lane types of killings, and this is why many speculate that the crimes are the work of the early Zodiac Killer. This house was apparently a witness to many of the murders, sitting on the same road and soaking up the energy of all those poor souls. Number 1. The American Horror Story House. The Bailey Mansion. Perhaps you're one of the few who didn't know that American Horror Story is actually based on a true story. Welcome to real life. The first season of the popular show was inspired by the Bailey House in Hartford, Connecticut. While it's hard to really know how many things were creatively added in the massive mansion, you can't look at a picture without thinking there must be someone staring out at you from those windows. Thanks for watching, or are you the one being watched? Would you take a tour with us through any one of these abandoned abodes? Let us know in the comments. You can haunt our Top 10 Archive dwelling anytime by subscribing, clicking the bell, and giving this video a like.